What's good, World Squad? Back at you guys with another video. And on today's episode, I wanted to do an updated video on how much does it cost to start an Amazon business.
We're in a different era. Get over it. Whoa!
If this is your first time watching this channel, my name is Travis Cooper. I'm the creator of Amazon Made Easy, the program that gives you the blueprint to buying back more of your time so that you don't have to exchange it for money. But without further ado, let's slide into today's video.
Quiet! Hush your mouth.
So let's get to the business. How much does it cost, Travis? That depends on your business model. A lot of people have the assumption that it's only one way to sell on Amazon. That's not true. I'm going to break down the main ways to sell on Amazon that you probably see in these ads. Let's start with the first one, private label. To start a private label Amazon business, I would recommend you having anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000 to start up that business. Why? Because you're going to source products. Most of the time, people source it internationally. I'm pretty sure you guys heard of websites like Alibaba, the Chinese manufacturer, where people will buy generic products, right? And then they will create a brand. You'll put your brand on these generic products. You guys see here, if you're rocking with the channel, my brand is Generational Wealth Vibes. They'll get somebody from Fiverr.com. I'll leave the link down in the description to design their logo, then put it on generic products and then sell them on Amazon, right? But the first thing that they do with private labeling, you have to order a couple samples, right? Make sure, or you should order a couple samples to make sure the quality of the item is right, because anything that you put your brand on, you want to make sure it's legit. You don't want to have a bad reputation in the marketplace.
No, sir. Not me.
You always want to over deliver with value. So if you're doing that private label model, you need to have money to get a couple samples. Usually they'll cut you a break or send you some samples for a low cost. In return, they're looking to do business with you long term, to send you a minimum purchase order, maybe 500 units. It may be 1,000, it may be 2,000, right? So that's where the money is going to come in. You have to purchase a bulk order to get the discount, because the more that you buy, the cheaper each individual product will be. Okay, so once you buy from them, you're going to negotiate with that agent, get them to label and prep it. They can send it directly into Amazon for you. Make sure they've worked with Amazon before. You don't want them to send it in to FBA or send it in to Amazon Fulfillment Center and mess up your account or not package it correctly.
No. No.
To make Amazon relabel it whenever it gets or arrives to the fulfillment center. Just make sure to do your due diligence before doing that. So that's why I recommend that wide range, $5,000 to $20,000, depending on the product, to get you up and running. Also, you need to take into account that you will need to run ads to drive traffic to your specific listing. Because once you create that listing on Amazon and you put it up, yeah, it has your brand on it, this, that, and the other, but it's not in demand yet. You're going to have to run ads to drive that traffic to your listing, utilizing the keywords so that you can do a little bit of SEO, which is search engine optimization. But yeah, you're going to need to run some ads to keep your specific listing at the top of those search pages, so that when a customer searches for that particular item, yours is right there. Hopefully you get a gang of great reviews so that they can like, know, and trust you in the marketplace, so that you can scale your brand to the next level. So again, private label, $5,000 to $20,000. Now let's move on to the next one. Let's talk about wholesale, right? Wholesale is very similar, but you're working with a brand that's already been developed, right? You're going to reach out to these brands and pitch them on you being an online Amazon seller. A good bit of them, I would say 80 to 90% are going to tell you no, but you can pitch them on your experience on the marketplace, where you can add value to their listing, how you can increase their sales on Amazon by allowing you to get this contract with them on Amazon and you becoming a authorized seller of that particular item. If they decide to accept you, you want to get on that listing, do what you said you was going to do, and over deliver, right? Because the more that you add value, again, I say it all the time, money is just a byproduct of value. The more value that you add, the more money you will make. How can you be an asset to that brand?
You're smarter than I gave you credit for.
A lot of people that want to get in the wholesale game on Amazon, They would just initially just get their foot in the door, get on the listing to make money. And you will do that. Margins are going to be a lot slimmer, right? But you will have a guaranteed supplier coming in, so they make up for those smaller margins by having a higher sales velocity if that product is really moving, right? It's just something you can replenish over and over again. But if you continue to add value, you may be able to go back to that supplier or that company and say, hey, I did this. I helped your sales increase by 30%. Do you mind giving me an extra, 5% off of my purchase orders, right? And then you can in turn increase your bottom line. So the price for wholesale, I would recommend being around the same range as private label, anywhere from that 5,000 to 20,000 range. Could be more depending on the type of product that you have and how much it costs at that retail price where they're selling it for. Last but not least, let's talk about retail and online arbitrage. So retail arbitrage is whenever you go into these physical locations, these stores, and you scan these items, right? They may be selling it for 10 inside of that local store. You scan it, you look it up on Amazon. Amazon, the marketplace is saying it's going for $40, right? So you look at these opportunities, these discrepancies between the local market at those stores and the online Amazon market. And then we pocket the difference, right? You're going to net the difference and put it in your pocket. Online arbitrage is when you're doing it from the comfort of your home. Whether you have a virtual assistant working for you, you have a physical employee where somebody is literally scraping or surfing the internet looking for these deals. They're utilizing sales, coupons, any deals that they can come across and they can work. They're seeing where they can break that price down to have the cheapest buy cost so that they can bake in their profits in between. So you want to stack on coupons. You want to use cashback credit cards, reward points, cashback portals so that you can increase your bottom line, so that you can reinvest that money back into the business to help it snowball, to take you to your monthly target income. Now, let's talk about the startup costs. The startup costs for retail arbitrage, I would recommend anywhere from $300 to $500 if you're going in retail stores, right? If you're going in those retail stores, locally we have, the Marshalls, the TJ Maxx. You can start with Home Depot, Lowe's. You can also visit Walmart clearance or Target, anywhere that has a clearance section or maybe a sale. You can utilize that difference in the marketplace. I would go and I would start scanning there. Also, a side layer of this retail arbitrage is called thrifting, right? So I call it thrift tailing, right? So it's not really retail, but thrift tailing is when you hit up the thrift stores. That's where you can really run the bag up. That's how I got started in 2010. You can start with the Goodwills, the Salvation Armies, the Savers, all of those thrift stores. You may have some mom and pop thrift stores in your area, but start there because you're going to be able to get these items for super cheap and maybe even free.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
So if you don't have the $300 to $500, utilize thrift stores because it can make the smaller amount of capital go a long way. $100 worth of inventory in a thrift store goes a long way. Now, as far as any of your other supplies, what you can do is partner with a friend or maybe just borrow items from a friend or a family member. That way you can get out those first couple of shipments or orders. Then from there, you can give them a couple of dollars for their time, allowing you to borrow it. Then you can take those profits to reinvest, to buy your supplies and everything you're going to need, whether you're doing merchant fulfill or FBA. This business can really work for any amount of capital that you have, right? We have ways to get free inventory. You can also start with less than $100, $300 to $500 or $1,000 if you're going to do retail or online arbitrage. And then also you can do the private label, which, $5,000 to $20,000, and then also wholesale. Hopefully you guys received a ton of value from this video. I hope that you guys can now kind of map out your steps to see how much capital it's going to take, or if it takes any capital at all, to start your Amazon Freedom business. See you on the next one. Love.